You know what separates people who win in life from those who settle? It's not luck. It's not even just talent. It's vision. A winner sees what others can't see. They see beyond the walls, beyond the setbacks, beyond the noise of the present moment. And the funny thing is, most of the time, that vision is invisible to everybody else. People around them will say, "That's impossible." They'll say, "There's no way." But a winner, deep inside, already has a picture of the finish line long before anyone else even recognizes the race. That's the first truth about the mindset of a winner. You have to develop vision beyond obstacles. Not regular sight, not what's right in front of you. Real vision. The kind that looks at a mountain and doesn't just see how high it is, but also sees the possibility of reaching the other side. That vision is what pulls you forward when everything in your present situation tells you to stop. Think about this. Everybody can see what's right now. Everybody can see the problem. Everybody can see the debt, the struggle, the failed business, the rejection letter, the broken dream. That doesn't take any special ability. But the winners in life, they develop the ability to see the outcome before it's in their hands. They see the solution before it's even built. They see the future they want so clearly that they start walking toward it as if it already belongs to them. Now, here's the catch. Vision will always be tested by obstacles. If you've ever had a dream, you know what I'm talking about? About the moment you get a clear idea of what you want, life doesn't just hand it over to you. No, it throws walls in your way. That's the universe asking, do you really want this? Do you want it enough to endure, to fight, to sacrifice? And most people fold. Most people lose sight of that vision the moment life gets heavy. But the ones who win, they use those obstacles as proof. Proof that their vision is worth something. Proof that the path is real. You see, obstacles aren't there to stop you. They're there to sharpen you. They're there to make you decide whether your dream is worth carrying. And let me tell you, if you can keep your eyes on that vision when everything in front of you is falling apart, that's when you've stepped into the mindset of a winner. I remember hearing someone say, "Your eyes are useless if your vision is blind." And it hit me. Most people spend their lives looking but never seeing. They're trapped by what's visible. They look at their current paycheck and say, "That's all I'm worth." They look at their past mistakes and say, "That's all I'll ever be." But vision is about believing in what isn't visible yet. Vision says, "I see myself as more than this." Vision says, "I see beyond this neighborhood, beyond this circumstance, beyond this season." And the moment you start living by vision instead of sight, you tap into something powerful. You start walking with a confidence that confuses people. They'll look at you Why is she so driven when nothing's working for her yet? Why is he so focused when he keeps getting knocked down? It's because your vision is stronger than their doubts. It's because you see what they don't see. But here's the danger. You can't expect everybody to understand your vision. Lie weakest. Don't waste your time explaining it to people who can't see it. Most people are limited by their own fears, their own small lens on life. If you keep waiting for them to validate your dream, you'll be waiting forever. Winners don't wait for applause. They move on the vision, even if they're walking alone, because they know once the results show up, everybody else will finally get it. Let me tell you, this is not about some mystical idea. It's practical. Vision trains your mind to focus. When you know exactly what you want, your brain starts filtering everything else out. Suddenly, distractions lose their power. You stop entertaining every opinion. You stop wasting time on what doesn't serve you, because you're locked in. That finish line, that picture of success, becomes your compass. And even if you stumble, you're still moving in the right direction. So ask yourself right now, what do you see for your life? Not what people told you to see. Not what your situation makes you feel trapped by. But what do you see? Because if you can't see it, you can't move toward it. And if you can't move toward it, life will keep you stuck in the same place year after year. Vision is what gives pain a purpose. It's what makes sacrifice worth it. Without vision, every hardship feels like punishment. With vision, every hardship feels like preparation. That's the shift winners understand. And I'll leave you with this thought. Every single person in this room has the ability to see beyond their obstacles. You might not feel like it right now. You might be surrounded by situations look impossible. But the truth is, the vision of a winner isn't about seeing the easy path. It's about believing in the destination so strongly that no obstacle can convince you otherwise. So don't just look at what is. Dare to see what could be. That's where winning begins. Vision sets the direction. But let's be real. Vision alone won't carry you. Everybody has a picture in their mind of what they want. Everybody has dreams. But not everybody gets there. You know why? Because most people are waiting to feel like it. They're waiting for motivation. And that's where they get stuck. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. It's like the weather. Sunny one day, stormy the next. And if you depend on motivation, you'll never be consistent. You'll wake up fired up on Monday, ready to change your life. And by Thursday, you're back in the same old habits. Winners understand something different. They don't rely on motivation. They build discipline. Discipline is the bridge between vision and reality. It's what makes you show up when the excitement is gone. It's what makes you stay the course when nobody's clapping for you. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It's about what you decide. See, here's the truth. Your feelings will betray yours. Your feelings will tell you to stay in bed instead of chasing your goals. Your feelings will tell you to eat what's easy, do what's comfortable, avoid what's hard. But discipline tells you, we're not negotiating today. We're sticking to the plan, and that right there, that inner conversation is the difference between those who dream and those who actually win. Now, most people think discipline is about restriction, about saying no to yourself all the time. But I'll tell you, discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is freedom. When you master discipline, you free yourself from being controlled by moods, by laziness, by fear. You stop being a prisoner of your feelings and start becoming the architect of your future. Psychologists call this delayed gratification. The ability to put off what feels good right now for something greater later. And the science is clear. People who practice delayed gratification outperform almost everyone else over time. Not because they're smarter, not because they're more talented, but because they know how to choose purpose over impulse. That's discipline. And discipline, the weakest. And discipline isn't glamorous. It's not going to get you applause in the short run. Nobody's going to celebrate you for waking up early, for reading that book instead of watching TV, for saving money instead of spending it. But in the long run, those small acts of discipline create results so big that people will call you lucky. They'll say, you was in the right place at the right time. They won't see the years of daily choices that put you there. The dangerous myth people believe is that discipline belongs to a special group of people. The athletes, the millionaires, the high achievers. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It's like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. The first time you do something hard, it feels impossible. But if you push through once, it gets a little easier the next time. And before you know it, what used to feel unbearable becomes your new normal. That's growth. Winners know how to set the terms for themselves. They know how to create structure, even when life is chaotic, because structure is strength. If you're always winging it, always waiting to feel ready, life will keep passing you by. But when you discipline your time, your energy, your focus, you start bending life in your direction, being blown around by it. Let me put it this way, motivation makes you start. Discipline makes you finish. And finishing is what matters. Anybody can start a diet. Anybody can start a business. Anybody can start working on their dream. But finishing, that's rare. And the reason it's rare is because most people quit when the excitement fades. But winners, they train themselves to keep moving no matter what. Foundation. They don't just work when it's convenient. They work because they made a decision. Think about the people you admire most. The athletes, the entrepreneurs, the leaders. When you study their lives, you'll notice something. They all had vision, yes, but what carried them was discipline. Kobe Bryant in the gym at 4 a.m., Michael Jordan taking thousands of practice shots when nobody was watching. Entrepreneurs grinding through years of rejection before their breakthrough. That's not motivation. That's discipline. And here's the deeper truth. Discipline is a form of self-respect. It's telling yourself, I'm worth the effort. My future is worth the sacrifice. My dream is worth consistency. Every time you show up when it's hard, you're proving to yourself that you can be trusted. You're proving that you're not just a talker, you're a doer. And over time, builds confidence. Real confidence. Not the fake kind that comes from hype, but the quiet kind that comes from knowing you put in the work. So, if you really want to develop the mindset of a winner, stop waiting to feel like it. Start training discipline like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The hard truth is this: you can't control when you feel motivated, but you can always choose to be disciplined. And that choice, repeated over and over, creates a life that feels like winning. Discipline is what turns vision into victory. Now, we've talked about vision, the ability to see beyond the obstacles. We've talked about discipline, the ability to keep going even when you don't feel like it. But there's one more piece of the mindset of a winner, and without this, none of it sticks. That piece is resilience, because here's the truth. No matter how clear your vision is, no matter how disciplined you are, life will hit you hard. It will throw things at you that you didn't see coming. It will test you in ways you never prepared for. And in those moments, motivation won't save you. Talent won't save you. Even discipline will feel heavy. What saves you then is resilience, the decision to rise after you fall. You see, most people believe winners have smoother paths. They think champions have fewer failures, fewer rejections, fewer heartbreaks. But that's not true. Winners don't escape setbacks. They survive them. They endure them. They grow because of them. What separates them from the rest is not the absence of failure, but the refusal to be defined by it. Resilience is psychological armor. It's the ability to take a punch and not let it knock the vision out of you. It's what allows you to look at defeat and say, this is temporary. This is a chapter, not the whole book. Without resilience, every setback feels final. With resilience, every setback becomes feedback. Think about it. Every great story has struggle. There is no victory without a battle. There is no comeback without a setback. And yet, When most people hit hard times, they let those moments convince them they're not cut out for the journey. Winners know better, especially the weakest. They understand that setbacks aren't proof you should quit. They're proof that you're on the path. Philosophically speaking, resilience is an acceptance of reality without surrendering to it. It's the recognition that, yes, this is where I am right now, but this is not where I'll stay. Psychologically, it rewires the brain. When you reframe failure as feedback, you actually change how your mind interprets stress. Instead of, I'm being destroyed, it becomes, I'm being sharpened. That mental shift is what allows you to keep moving. But resilience is not automatic. It has to be developed. It comes from falling and choosing to get back up. It comes from moments that broke you, but you didn't stay broken. Every time you get back on your feet, your resilience grows. Just like discipline is a muscle, resilience is too. And the more you train it, the stronger you become. The truth is, people admire winners for their triumphs, but what makes them who they are is their scars. The setbacks, the failures, the times they almost quit, those are the moments that built them. We look at the mountaintop, but the real story is in the climb, in the scrapes, in the nights they cried, but kept moving anyway. Let me be very clear. Resilience does not mean you don't feel pain. It doesn't mean you don't struggle. Winners hurt. Winners get knocked down. Winners feel doubt just like everybody else. The difference is they don't let those moments write the ending. They allow themselves to bend but not break, to pause but not quit. That's resilience. And you know something? Resilience gives meaning to discipline. Because without resilience, discipline is fragile. The moment something goes wrong, discipline can crumble, but resilience makes you keep showing up, even after failure. And it gives meaning to vision too, because vision without resilience is just fantasy. It can't withstand reality. Resilience ties it all together. It's the glue of the winner's mindset. So how do you build it? You start by reframing the way you see setbacks. Stop asking, why me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Every difficulty is carrying a lesson. Every failure is a teacher. If you can shift your perspective, setbacks stop being the enemy and start being allies in your growth. History is full of resilient people. Inventors whose ideas failed dozens of times before they broke through. Leaders who were rejected, ridiculed, even defeated, but came back stronger. Entrepreneurs who lost everything and started again from scratch. They all had one thing in common: resilience. They knew that falling down doesn't end the story. Staying down does. Resilience is also rooted in faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, faith that tomorrow can be better than today. When you carry that kind of faith, You're not shaken by temporary storms. You learn to stand tall, even when the wind is against you. And eventually, the storm passes. It always does. The beautiful thing about resilience is this: it turns your scars into strength. What you thought will break you becomes the very thing that qualifies you. Your testimony, your story, your impact, it all comes from the moments you overcame. That's why people are inspired by resilience. Because it reminds them that if you can survive, so can they. So let me leave you with this. Life will knock you down. That's guaranteed. But staying down? That's a choice. A winner is not someone who never falls. A winner is someone who refuses to stay down when they do. Resilience is the refusal to let defeat have the final word.